Hey beautiful ones, it's Francesca of HeyFranHey.com and the Friend Zone podcast. I know this video is long overdue. I have been missing in action for months, but I figured it was time to have a heart-to-heart with you guys as opposed to just denying the fact that I have been struggling with my YouTube channel for a while now. And I figured it would make way more sense to talk to you guys about those struggles so that we can share the solutions that I have found, and maybe it'll help you on your journey as a creative and as someone who just has a passion and, roadblocks. It's part of life, how to reroute. So let's jump into the 3 things that I have learned with my personal struggles with YouTube. The first lesson I learned was being flexible and being willing to reroute from your original vision. One thing YouTube taught me was that, listen, YouTube is a platform all its own. I have but so much control on how I align with this machine. And instead of posting a bunch of videos on how difficult YouTube is and how I don't have the numbers of a lot of my peers and pop culture is always gonna win over health conversations, blah, blah, blah. That's great. A lot of that is true, but the reality is that wasn't going to help me progress in any way. So I had to be willing to reroute. And rerouting takes a lot of stepping back. It's like when you have the GPS in your car. If the street you initially had in mind is congested, you have to go around, find a different one. It's fine. It doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean that you are not as talented or as deserving. It just means that you just have a different timeline for how you will excel. So by the grace of God, the opportunity of having a podcast that dealt with wellness and mental health and mental hygiene conversations came my way. My co-hosts Dustin Ross and Asante Smith were given an amazing opportunity to have their own show, and they needed a third host, or at least they felt that a third host would help. And we had already been friends for a while, and they asked me to do it. I was mortified. I was like, oh my God, telling people my actual thoughts on things, religion, politics, that's scary on the internet. I mean, YouTube is hard as it is. It's hard enough. But I realized, wait a minute, maybe this is the opportunity I've been looking for to be myself, expand, learn myself even more, expand my creativity, because I'd never done anything like that. And also maybe that was a different avenue, maybe that was coming to me for a reason. Instead of viewing it as leaving YouTube, I thought maybe this will allow me to have YouTube in my life without the desperation of having to sell product, because it's so oversaturated with sponsored videos. I wasn't feeling right about that. I wasn't feeling aligned, but I'm still human. I have to pay bills. I have to make ends meet. So I had to find a healthier way to be sponsored without feeling like I had to schedule in a certain amount of sponsored videos with brands I didn't even care about to make ends meet, and then also lose your respect, lose your push, because you're gonna be like, she don't even care about this stuff, she just has to sell. And that's a lot of what you succumb to as a creative on YouTube. I did not want to fall under that machine. So when it came my way, I luckily jumped on the opportunity. And while there's ads on it, it's very much like television. Everyone understands that the ads just allow us to pay our bills, and you guys can listen to the show for free, and we don't have to integrate the content of the show into the ads or anything. It's just pre-roll ads, mid-roll ads, and the show is structured as we see fit. There's literally no bleeding into each other, and I'm so thankful for that, because it showed me that it's okay to reroute. It doesn't mean that the picture you had in your head of how things were going to be were necessarily wrong. It's just maybe you were limited in your thinking and there was actually a bigger picture. So I'm thankful for that, and thankful for that rerouting, because it's been amazing. The second important lesson for me has been that you cannot do it all alone. I am of the school of thought of if you want to get it done right, you must do it yourself. Always hated group projects. I'm a loner through and through, but I realized, coming together with my co-host Dustin and Asante on the Friend Zone. I also have the official recap podcast for HBO's show Insecure, which I host with Crystal of the Read podcast. I'm sorry if podcasting is not your world and all of this sounds totally foreign, but check us out if you haven't already. And being able to create with them has just been so inspiring. We have such different perspectives. They've pulled a lot out of me. I've pulled a lot out of them. I also have my wellness retreat. Oh, you guys, I'm so proud of this retreat. It is so good. It has been life-altering for myself, my team, Hasnea and Yara. The women that we have been able to come in contact with so far, we've had it in Dominican Republic, in New York, in LA. Next year we will be working with 1,000 women because we have a 10-city tour, and I couldn't have done that on my own. And I had to let go of the control freak in me, needing everything to be done by myself, needing everything to be done my way, and being willing to come together with fellow creatives, with like-minded people who also had a vision, and meshing our worlds and almost like amplifying that message. And that has been huge for me because I don't like working with people. But working with these people has actually helped my brand be way more successful than it was beforehand. So that has been a huge lesson, huge lesson. And I'm thankful for the ability to let go. The first lesson I mentioned was being malleable and flowing and rerouting if necessary, kind of like being like water. Like if you have to go this way, go this way. And then this second one was the lesson of letting go of control and needing to do everything yourself. Have trust that people have your back, have trust that people want to see you win, and allow people to have that same trust in you. And I'm so proud of the teams I've created this year, and I'm thankful for that very, very valuable lesson as well. The third and final lesson is that money is not evil. I have always had a very, very strenuous relationship with money. Poverty, struggle has been a theme in my life since forever. And I had to recondition my relationship with money. YouTube was allowing me to stay in a victimized space of you have to sell out to make money, and feeling like there was no integrity in money. But I realized that if you decide to see the world that way, then the world will be that way. And I had to step back. I have a commercial with Express Clothing, which if you haven't seen, you can check it out. It's on my Twitter. I have it pinned. It's also on my Instagram, Hey Friend Hey. And though, yes, that is a corporate sponsorship, it didn't cause me to shift who I am in any way. If you look at the video, there's like incense burning, candles, there's like a yoga section. I'm wearing something I would wear comfortably. It actually pulls me out of my shell because I had to dance for one of the segments. I'm relatively shy around people that I don't know very well, so that was an expansion for me, which is a good thing because everything you do should push you to grow and be a better version of yourself. So that was a great partnership. I mean, my partnership a few years back with Marriott Hotels allowed me to travel a bit and get out of, my living room and actually record in different places, which pushed me from a tech angle to have to learn, like, oh my God, lighting outside and audio outside. Like I've said before, tech isn't my strength. So that pushed me to really study my craft a little more, or at least, other aspects of my craft. And My Levi's collaboration allowed me to find jeans and clothing for women that are fuller figured, that we all struggle with our clothes. So I was glad to be able to be a representative of a different body type. I realized that aligning with these partnerships and these brands could be done. It just has to be coming from the right place, or at least for me. I should speak for myself. Obviously you can align how you see fit, but what felt right with me was, it wasn't changing who I was in any way. It wasn't asking anything of you guys. It was just me being me and having fun in different spaces. And I was reading this book by Marianne Williamson, who I absolutely love. And she has a book called Divine Compensation, where she said, as long as it's coming from a righteous place where you mean well, your intentions are pure, then being compensated for that work is not a bad thing. It's a great thing because it allows you to be safe. You know, I'm able to pay my bills, I'm able to nourish myself, even contribute to my family and people around me's lives. Even Raw Apothecary, which I've mentioned on this channel many times before if you follow me for a couple years. That brick of raw shea butter that we've used for our do-it-yourself butters, like skin and hair butters. Raw Apothecary, they came back around a couple months ago wanting to create an ambassadorship with me. I had to step back and be honest with them and say, I can't do that. I can't product push every month, even though it's raw shea butter and it's a great brand and they're fair trade and it's, you know, the alignment works. It still didn't feel right to come on here and product push every month. So initially when they asked me that, you know, my heart fell because it was that feeling of, yet another brand sponsorship alignment that I can't take, you know, always having to walk away from things. It was weighing on me and so triggering, which is why I've always stayed away from YouTube. But I realized, hold on a second, why not aggressively create the world that Fran needs to live in? If I need to live on this conscious, integrity-based way of creating, then what do I need to do to make that real in my life? So I said to Raw Apothecary, I have a wellness tour. I want to tour all of next year every month. Would you want to align with my tour, sponsor it, help me get it up and running? And they were like, okay. Yeah, I mean, they said yes with such ease, no hesitation, that it scared me to think, what if I wouldn't have spoken up? What if I had just chalked it up to another lost and failed connection and let it go and didn't create what I needed to create out of our partnership? Lesson learned, because now we have this beautiful tour that's taking place. You guys are going to get tons of free product in every city, and I mean, what more could I ask for? Coming back onto YouTube, I can create content on this platform without feeling like I have to create content out of desperation, align myself with brands out of desperation. I don't want to be part of that feeling. I don't create that way. I create out of flow and calm and inspiration, and if I can't do that, I won't do that. People will tell you how to do things, how to change things. You should do it this way, you should do it that way. Take it from me, life can be exactly how you want it to be. So peaceful, and I'm creating and sustaining myself, working with awesome people, and will always work towards the greatest good. It's possible, y'all. I love you so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.